Good morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime, wherever and whenever you may be watching. Thanks for clicking. In today's video, I'm kind of doing an anti-video. I don't see them as much anymore, but there was a phase where people used to release videos all the time called Top 10, and I hate this word, panty dropper fragrances, or Top 5 panty I didn't like it, and I thought it would be a good idea. Probably someone's already done it, but I thought it'd be a good idea to do a boxer dropper video. Fragrances, in my collection at least, that I think mainly attract attention / compliments from men more than women. I would like to say before I get into these fragrances, by no means am I saying that women do not like these fragrances at all. I'm not saying that. I just think that in my experience, they tend to lean a bit more towards men liking them than women. And these fragrances that I've chosen are just the ones in my collection, but they kind of cover a certain category of fragrance. So let's get into it. The first fragrance category, and the one in my collection, is that Aventus-like DNA. It's the obvious one. I think a lot of people who have Aventus know, or a lot of people in the fragrance community know, that it does get a lot of attention, especially from men. This is called Vespero by the house Jeroboam. I don't own a bottle of Aventus at the moment, but this is kind of in the same ballpark. It's not smoky like Aventus is, but it's basically like leather and fruit. The fruit is really nice in this. It's kind of appley, and obviously in Aventus it's apple and blackcurrant. And like I said, it has that leather note. So it has that sort of fruity element, but then it goes off in a sort of darker leather, not brutish or anything like that, but slightly rough around the edges. Similar to Aventus in that smoky birch tart. Obviously different variations, different batches of Aventus do differ, but by and large it goes off in that sort of rough around the edges. There are fragrances that sort of go the other way in regards to it has fruit and it has sort of woods going on. But then instead of going in that darker sort of leather or smoke or incense route, it has back in notes of sort of lighter woods and also perhaps florals. I know Cedrat Bois is a really good example. If this goes off into the sort of more masculine side, Cedrat Bois goes off, I think it has jasmine and different watery notes, which make it, in my experience, a lot more appealing to both sexes. Whereas Aventus, Vespero, another one is Queer to Silly by Maison Rabachi, they lean to get more attention from men. The next fragrance that, in my opinion, gets more attention from men rather than women is Tonka by Laboratory Perfumes. I really, really like this. This is kind of a barbershop fragrance. To me, Tonka is barbershop bought up to date. You know, sometimes you can get sort of 80s or 90s barbershop fragrances which are extremely animalic and, for lack of a better term, a little bit pissy. It just smells like a acrid sort of piss smell, in my opinion. This is sort of rounded off. It's a bit softer. I really like this. But again, in my experience, barbershop fragrances, I don't know what it is, because I guess it's reminiscent of being in a barbershop. In my experience, men seem to like it a lot more than women. It has that sort of aromatic quality that I think just leans more into sort of the male, nose, if you will. I really like it. There is, again, like the last fragrance, there is something a little bit rough around the edges. Again, this is a smoothed out version, but it's still got something that's a little bit sharp going on. So in my opinion, barbershop fragrances, for the most part, do lean more masculine. The last category of fragrances I'm going to talk about are smoky fragrances. And when I say that, I don't mean light touches of smoke, I mean full-blown smoke. In this case, I've got A City on Fire by Imaginary Authors. You could also have T-Rex by Zoologist. You could have Bois de Cis by Naomi Goodsir. It just smells like camping. And I want to stress, like I did at the start of the video, I'm not saying that girls don't go camping. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, in my experience of wearing this, most women don't like the smell of it to wear. Some of it find it interesting, But a lot of boys will smell it and be like, oh, that's really great, that's really nice. It even has a kind of meat quality to it, as do a lot of smoky fragrances. I can't think what the ingredient is, whether it's cade or something like that, that gives it a very slight barbecued effect, or whether it's just my brain associating smoke with barbecue. But it smells like going camping. That's going to be it for the video, guys. I really, truly hope I didn't offend anyone in whatever I just said there. But yeah, in my experience, the people I've shown those fragrances to, boys seem to like them a lot more than girls do. Let me know in the comments below if you've got any fragrances in your collection which basically attracts the same sex. You know what I mean? Have you got any girls' perfumes that you're like, women love it, boys hate it, and vice versa? See you on the next video. Peace!